Welcome aboard, everybody. How are you doing today? Step off that platform, get your seat, and get on board. Let's get into it. Pick up the controller, put down the phone by Cypher Dopamine. Let's get down the tracks.
Cyber Dopamine here. So I'd assume you've got friends and family or a girlfriend or something. Someone
I'm not saying this for myself, but that is a big assumption for a lot of people. Not saying that that's wrong. I mean, hey,
who doesn't like it when you play video games.
He's talking about those people not liking when we play video games. Yeah, I feel like the stigma around like, oh my god, you play video games has gone away so much. Like back in school, I remember back in like middle school and even a little bit into like high school. Well, no, you're not even really in high school. But like middle school and elementary school, bro, if you said you played video games, you were done. That was like, so when they had list your hobbies, right? If you put video games on there, you got like the side eye from everybody. You were almost bullied for it, right? And now it's like you look at it, what's your hobbies? If you don't put video games on there, you're getting bullied for it. Anyways.
a waste of time, you could be doing more with your time. Obviously without moderation, that's so valid. But I can't help but notice that the ones that typically tell you that gaming is a waste of time are also the same people that spend a lot of time doom scrolling on TikTok, binge watching Love Island. And I realized this and I'm like, all right, let me do some research on the difference between...
Dude, that was something always you'd have. Why are you playing video games? And it's like I mean, I guess not so much now, but before doom scrolling came out, you'd have people talking about how they're watching 15 different shows. And then, like, I guess that's something kind of going back to what I just said, like in high school, you'd have people talking about, oh, did you watch this? Did you watch that? It's like, no, I don't watch much TV. I play, like, Xbox and stuff. What's wrong with you?
Between gaming and doom scrolling, social media, right? Smartphones, screen time, things like that. And I'm about to blow your mind with some crazy facts. To sum it up, gaming is healthy, doom scrolling is not. I first want to bring up the fact that I believe social media has really fried our attention spans. Put this into perspective here,
Definitely.
right? I'd assume, you work a job, I hope you do, and you come home from work and you're driving home and you're like, I'm gonna go play a game, and I've talked about this before. Oh, I can't wait to hop online on Call of Duty or whatever it is, And you get home, I have all the good games, I've got the Red Deads, the Call of Duties, and the Battlefields, but for some reason, I just don't want to freaking play them right now. And what you do is you turn off your computer, you go in bed, and you start doom scrolling through the freaking TikToks, man. You just freaking start ripping the YouTubes, bro, and the Twitters, These algorithms, these social media platforms have become...
Yeah, that's a kind of big problem for me. I've really tried to become really self-aware for it. It's like, even when I, before I get on the train, after I get off the train, just being productive. You know what I mean? It's more of a challenge to be productive today than ever before, because you can just... And dude, my big problem with YouTube is sometimes I'll open the YouTube app, boom, YouTube Shorts already on. Like, they immediately put you in the YouTube Shorts. That shit right there is like crazy. It's like, I didn't even go to the YouTube Shorts section. I didn't even click on a YouTube Short. I just opened YouTube and you've already got me in the freaking lane of YouTube Shorts. It's like, that is like predatory to your mind. It's like, I didn't even click on this shit. Get this out of my face, man. And next thing you know, you're trapped.
So good at what they do, feeding you what you want, that these past couple of months, I've resorted to doom scrolling instead of like playing video games. So I'm about to blow your mind right now. The average screen time for Gen Zers is a little over 9 hours a day. Okay?
9 hours a day. I'm thinking the unemployed is making up a big part of this, right? But actually, it's probably the people who are employed that are really racking up some hours, man. You're at some job and it's like, you just, you professional multitasking with the phone in your head. Oh my God. But, I'm guessing this is screen time, right? Average screen time. So not just time doom scrolling, but screen time in general.
I found this hard to believe. So what I did is I contacted my friends and family and I had them screenshot their screen time for me to take a look at. And here's one I got, 5 hours and 34 minutes. It's pretty good. It's healthy, consistent, whatever. All of a sudden, boom, 9 hours and 52 minutes. I'm like, holy crap, 8
Wait,
hours.
they break it down. So wait, this is social 19 hours, entertainment 14, information and reading 5 hours. I was looking at mine because I watched a little bit of this video, make sure it's like worth watching. And if you subtract me leaving my phone open while I'm streaming, I average about 3 to 4 hours a day, which I is probably a lot. But in relation to everyone else, I guess it's a little bit below average.
28 minutes. And look at this, YouTube, 11 hours on the week. TikTok, 9.5 hours on the week. Another 9 hour and 52 minutes. 8 hours and 28 minutes.
To be honest, a lot of time like YouTube and stuff like that, you can just play music off of it. You know, that might not even be screen time, but just playing music or just having a video play in the background.
The freaking proof is in the pudding right here. And the reason why I bring that up is because if you were to tie it into gaming, you know, most of the screen time that we're doing, 60-something% of it is social media. The rest is productivity. And I get like social media is good. You know, it's good to know what's going on around you. But if you're to replace, you know, 30 or 40% right of that,
no,
you know, 60% with gaming, I just want to let you know that there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it is encouraged that you game instead of going through these freaking endless For You pages. So check this out.
So this is how society is. It's gone right here is going outside, right? This was the baseline, right? This was going outside playing, and then we got video games, right? And everyone was like, "Oh, stop playing video games, go outside," right? Now we have shifted, right? Now it's doom scrolling, playing on games, and now everyone says, "Don't doom scroll, go play video games." Look, buy your kids a pile of dirt, okay, and give them some action figures.
I did a lot of research, and I'll put the articles in the description, but I want to show you two things that really freaked me out when I read them. There was a study done with about 150,000 participants in the UK. It's from UK Bio. They do a lot of this stuff. This one was aimed towards Alzheimer's, and it has nothing to do with gaming, but what this article highlights is that, you know, they had to separate people that have different hobbies, right? So people that play more than 5 hours of games a week were put in a specific category, you know, other hobbies like biking and things like that. To get to the point, those that played games frequently had up to a 19% less chance of developing Alzheimer's.
A 19 out of 100, so I have 150,000 people. The people who play 5 hours of video games, what do you say, a day, had a 19% reduced in Alzheimer's. That's significant, man. Alzheimer's is one of the worst ones too, dude. God, that's wild. I wonder how some of this stuff is compared to like other things, right? Like, what is that? Is that 19% based off the worst category that they put people in? Or is that like compared to the next? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Than when compared to those who never played games.
Higher frequency of playing computer games was associated with decreased risk of incident dementia. With high frequency of playing video games, have better performance in perspective memory, reaction time, fluid intelligence. Incorrect matching. Yeah, but it's like what are the other categories you're comparing it to? It'd be nice
and
to
I
see
checked
the
his
chart.
credibility, and I encourage you to check it too. These guys know what they're doing.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
And this is what they're claiming.
Volume of hippocampus.
In this article.
What the hell?
Obviously, it's an up to 19%, right? It can vary from 1 to 19, but regardless, that potential.
I'm guessing it's just off the baseline, right? Of the average person, the probability of the average person developing dementia is up to 19% based off of just that.
Is a huge deal. So I'm about to show you another article that will freaking blow your mind. And you've probably heard about this one before. So it's called The Impact of Video Games on Training Surgeons in the 21st Century. And I'm not going to read it to you, but I'm going to sum it up. Current video game players made 32%.
Playing video games in excess of only 3 hours a week? You only need to play 3 hours a week to become a legendary like surgeon or doctor? Is that what that was? Was that surgeon?
To you, being surgeons in
Oh shit, that's easy. That's easy
the
training times,
21st
man.
century. And I'm not going to read it to you, but I'm going to sum it up. Current video game players made 32% fewer errors and performed 24%
Bro, imagine you're at the hospital you're about to get a surgery done, and you're like, like, here's the doctor. Would you like to ask any questions? Do you play video games? Yes. What video games do you play? Oh, I play Bejeweled. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing this surgery. No, I play Counter-Strike and CSGO and all that and Rainbow Six. Okay, this is my guy here. This doctor can poke and prod me.
faster and scored 26% better
Surgically.
overall when compared to their colleagues that don't play video games. And this is in regards to surgeons, people that freaking work on the body. Also, you guys don't have to sub if you don't want to sub, but if it's your vibe, it's your vibe. You know, you do you. But there's a part of your brain called the hippocampus.
I'm gonna use
and
that
I'm
one.
not gonna go into that, right? This is not my job. It's the part of your brain that renders short-term and long-term memory, and then also is kind of responsible for like spatial mapping. So like the environment around you and memorizing where to go and where not to go, and like, you know, you get the point. But that part of your brain when you're gaming is working out constantly. Whereas when you're consuming content, when you're doom scrolling on TikTok, you are being fed information that is just given to you on a platter. With gaming, you are hunting for your food, right? You are outsmarting the other person who's trying to gun you down.
Well, yeah, it's
and
like playing video games is like not physical, but is fully mental. You know what I mean? And I really wonder how that compares to like before video games, when you would go outside and like play with action figures, right? Like the stimulating parts in your brain. Like when you went outside and played as a kid, like yes, it was less mental, but it's more physical, right? And video games is kind of like, well, I mean, it's not completely the opposite because when you're outside, you know, you still gotta have an imagination, you still gotta make stuff up and do all this. But it's like you're working that part of your brain, but you're not working like the like problem solving, I guess, of some video games, right?
you're deciding to run back this wall and then
I think a mix of both would be good. Just don't doom
jump
scroll.
through the window and flank them from behind. You are
Since getting this for Mother's Day, my family's been able to spend so much more time together. Skylight Calendar is the perfect Mother's Day gift, and it really makes me feel
calendar?
seen. No
They've
more
had-
missing appointments or
The
confusion with
Mayans had a calendar. What do you need a digital calendar for? Are you
my
crazy?
partner. Responsibility.
They had a stone
Constantly.
calendar.
using critical thinking and problem-solving ability to outperform the other opponent in the game that you're playing. You're trying to win. So your brain is working constantly when you are gaming. It depends on the game too. You know, like Elden Ring, yeah, bro, you're at 100, you know.
Bro, I'll tell you what, we're playing Knights of the Republic, and we're out here doing logarithmic we're doing logarithmic formulas. We're doing multiplication, division, exponential, trying
you
to
play a
unlock some freaking key pass.
Game like Stardew Valley, you're still using your brain, but not to the extent of which you would on Call of Duty, right? First-person shooters and things like that. But here's another study. This one's crazy, and the link is below. They did a study with a bunch of kids. Kids would score 2.5 points higher with IQ than those that wouldn't play video games. That's another one you
They
can
would
read about it.
score
I'm just
higher with
skimming it off the
IQ.
top. I mean, the evidence is there that gaming is pretty good for the brain. And I'll back myself up by saying, obviously gaming isn't the healthiest option or the best thing you should be doing. Without moderation, yeah, it could be a waste of time. But now let's look at the opposing side of the team, which is short form content and just consuming content in general, doom scrolling. But before that, I want to give a shout out to Ukraine. I'm sure you get tired carrying a freaking bag full of cords everywhere you go. This is why this thing has been so essential in my life from here
Look at
on
that
out.
view. Holy smokes. Man. Hey, guy, listen. You can look at a picture all day. I was talking about this the other day. You can look at a picture all day, but when you're actually there, it's more than a visual experience. It's a spiritual and emotional experience. All you're seeing looking at pictures, don't spend your life looking at pictures. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay?
It's the Ugreen Nexode 165 watt retractable power bank. And it's got this built-in retractable USB-C cable. So it's almost 2 feet long You can pull it out as far as you need, lock it in place, and when you're done, you snap it back and it retracts. It's super clean. There's no tangles, there's no mess, no digging through your bag for another cable. And it's super durable. It's tested for 25,000 retractions and 10,000 bends.
25,000
And don't let the
retractions.
size fool you. This thing is a freaking powerhouse. It's got 20,000 milliamp capacity. So it's airline approved, and you can take it on a plane, but it's enough to charge an iPhone almost 4 full times. And when you need speed, it'll push 100 watts out of a single port, or 165 watts split across the 2 USB-C ports. That's enough to take your MacBook Pro from 0 to 54% in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Plus, you've got 3 ports total. You've got 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. So you can keep your laptop, phone, and tablet all charging at once. And yes, it'll even handle handhelds. Plug in a ROG Ally or a Steam Deck, and it's got the juice to keep them running in turbo mode while you play. There's also a smart TFT display on the front, so you can actually see
It's
what's
got a
going
face.
on, battery percentage, wattage, voltage, all in real time. And if you pair it with the Nexo 100 watt retractable charger, when you're plugged in, you can basically get a hassle-free
That's a
travel
small
kit
little thing.
that makes carrying cords a thing of the past. So check out the links in the description for up to 30% off.
Are we all on the page of Type C? I haven't bought a laptop in a long time, but can we please all get on the same page of charging our device, for God's sake? Can we all just use like Type C or something from now on?
Because this is such a new thing, these new short form videos is such a new thing, there's not a lot of studies going into the brain, not a lot of MRI scans. But what we can take away based off the research that has been done, there's a really big thing going on when you're going through short form content. You know, you're swiping through one thing and it's a June bug. It's a documentary about a beetle. Then the next it's about an F-35 fighter jet. Then the next it's about something sad like a dog dying, right?
Oh my God, bro! Yeah, the emotional roller coaster you go through when you're on is, I guess, it's like almost I wonder how that affects you, right? And like he said, at one point you're going to a high, like happy, and the next thing you know, you got some sad ass music with some sad shit going on. Yeah, I wonder how that affects you. Would that just make you like emotionally numb or what?
You get sad all of a sudden, and then you swipe again, and it's something happy like my boy James freaking giving somebody $1,000 at Walmart. What I've found though, and what the studies found, is that even though you're consuming a lot of information, you could say you're learning a lot as the
What the
minutes
hell
go
am I
by
looking
with you
at?
scrolling. It's actually proven now that by constantly changing your emotions by what you're seeing so drastically, it actually like can kind of knock your response system off a little bit to where you're gonna have more stress, more anxiety, and depression.
Yeah.
But the other issue is that when you're
Like you have no emotional stability, right? Like this is just like a mixing pot of that, right? Flipping through all this short content like that, it's being so sporadic is like a mixing pot of your emotions, I guess.
when you're doom scrolling, you're gaining so much information at once that your brain eventually decides to cut out what is not important, right? And the more you doom scroll, the more your brain gets strict on what it will intake and what it won't. And so it'll only start taking in the things of highest importance for you to remember. And the reason why that's a problem is because it's training your brain to only look for the things that are extremely impactful, and then it disregards the information that is even relatively impactful, raising your brain's standards of what it should intake for information and memory.
Creating custom clothing with tap stitch is simple. Start by choosing a garment, then click Design Now.
Now, I don't have numbers to back me up. No articles showed me exact numbers, which is
Well, it's gonna be kind of hard to get a numbers on something that's so like subconscious, like how it like changes your emotions at such a rapid pace, right?
kind of scary if you think about it. This is something that everybody's dealing with, doom scrolling, but there's not a lot of evidence about the brain and how it reacts to doom scrolling. If you know this channel, it's a handheld focused gaming channel, right? Like it's all about, the Steam Deck. We now have handhelds that can render these amazing games like it's no problem, right? We can play them on small form factors instead of stationary Xboxes and PCs. And this has really been a big game changer for me because now I've caught myself doom scrolling so much. And what I do is when I catch myself doing that, because a lot of, we can doom scroll and not know we're doing it. We get so sucked in that we don't even know that 2 hours has gone by. I've been more aware of when I catch myself doing this. And what I do is I turn off my freaking phone. Well, I just put it to sleep. I'm not gonna be crazy about it. And then I turn on my Steam Deck and I start playing games. And maybe it's a game I've already beat before. Maybe it's a game that I don't really want to play, but I play it anyways. And I'm not gonna tell you that I've noticed.
I'm gonna forcefully play video games so I don't doom scroll. Yeah, that's one thing I try to do is I try to keep my phone across. When I go to sleep, I try to keep my phone across the room. Well, 2 reasons. One, so when my alarm goes off, I have to get up to turn that alarm off. And 2, so I don't it's like not in reach of getting on there and like doom scrolling or anything,
It's a difference in my life. Like, it's not like those medication commercials where they're like freaking on top of a skyscraper just like this, full of life. But I mean, hey, at least I'm not getting stuck in this brain rot freaking machine that these giant tech companies have successfully created. I feel less like a victim. I want to put this into perspective for you. Ready? We're all guilty of doom scrolling TikTok, and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. When was the last time you spent a long time doing so? For me, it was last night before bed. A little bit today even. I probably went through
And waking up, trying not to sit there on, YouTube shorts or whatever, doom scrolling is difficult too, man. It's like the first thing, it's like the last thing you do when you go to sleep and the first thing you do when you wake up.
Yesterday, like 150 TikToks. So figure that out and then ask yourself, what do you remember from what you saw? Obviously, you're not going to remember going through 150 TikToks, but you do remember key moments, right? For me, it was the beetle. Beetle rolls his poo. It's a June bug in the desert. Pretty weird. And then an F-35 fighter jet and its capability and maneuverability in the sky. I remember those two, and a lot of Ozzy Osbourne, right? I went through 150 TikToks. And that's all I can recollect off the top of my head. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you played a video game, right? For me, it was Ready or Not on this handheld right here, AOK Zoe A1X. But I remember...
Wait, I thought Ready or Not was only VR.
Walking into this building, I remember which doors had trip mines behind them. I have the whole house mapped out in my head from that one time playing it, right? Like, my memory is so sharp with this map that I played because it's high intensity. My brain is very focused on trying not to die and trying to basically, as any SWAT team would, infiltrate or go in there, and clean it up. Without getting shot or without your guys getting shot at. My memory with my gaming is so good. Elden Ring, for example, you have to memorize all the controls. You have to memorize what everything does. Like, what does the stinky salamander do when you pick it up? Like, obviously it's for this and that. You have to memorize that. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to bring this up. It's just a rant.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, especially memory-wise, right? It probably does huge for memory. It's probably one of the best things you can do to keep your memory going. Right. I mean, other than sitting here like playing like literally like a memory game directly, but it's like you're getting multiple if you're playing a game of memory, it's like you're getting straight like memory stimulant, right? But it's like if you're playing a video game, you're getting like a combination, whatever, of like a bunch of different parts of your brain going off at one time,
But more handheld content coming out later. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, yo. Bet.
Here you go, guys. Cypher, dopamine. Anyways. So yeah, look at that. Video games are saving human lives. Who would have thought? Anyways, guys, I'll see you at the next station. Bye-bye.